Was there like a holiday episode we were gonna do or something?
I mean, I've seen like loads of people getting excited about something, and I feel like maybe we were gonna do a special, but I
We
don't
missed
know,
it
man.
last
I can't
year.
remember.
We did miss it last year, so I think
We did.
if we did something this year, that might be kind of cool.
Should we just throw something together? See what happens?
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Cool. Cool.
Welcome back to the SpewnedIt Podcast.
Merry Christmas, guys. Great to have you here with us. I'm so happy that we're doing this year, and yeah, it's very exciting. There's lots that we're going to get into, but before anything else, gents, Merry Christmas, my man. I'm so happy that we're doing this today.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas to you as well, Joel, and a Merry Christmas again to our listeners. Thank you so much for joining us. This will be coming out on Christmas Eve, which is so exciting, honestly, and we didn't get to do this last year. We had an idea, but we didn't quite get to execute it, so we're very pleased to be here for you, putting together a little bit of a festive show.
100%.
And on that note, something that is going around this time of year 24/7. I know my mom has been watching so many of these movies, Christmas movies. Not all of them can be classics, right? Some of them are just going to wash away and you're going to remember them only the next time Christmas rolls around and Netflix is pushing on the front page. However, there are a few movies that have been etched in the hallows of Christmas history that come around every year, and you'll see them on your store shelves, you'll see them in streaming services, and these are the true Christmas classics. And what I want to talk about to start us off is one that I think is, for me at least, the Paramount Christmas classic movie, and that is It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh,
Likely you've seen this movie.
classic.
It's an absolute Christmas classic, and it's got a funny history to it as well, where it wasn't, when it came out, a very successful film. But when it entered the public domain, it actually got taken over by a whole bunch of channels on television because they were able to play the movie for free. So then everyone saw it who didn't necessarily see it before because they hadn't renewed their copyright. And that's ultimately when it became a Christmas classic, because everyone saw it. And of course, it's a phenomenal film, and it kind of just took over.
Yeah.
So for me, It's a Wonderful Life is one of those films that you really should see. It's got a fantastic message. It's funny. It's fun for the whole family. And it's just got really the ultimate Christmas spirit for me. Now, Joel, I want to kick it back to you with a slightly bit of a twist to it. What is one film that you think will be a Christmas classic in the years to come that maybe right now is kind of flying under the radar as far as movies you watch every Christmas?
I tell you what, that's a great question. And I think I often think about that. Like, you know, when, like you said, you know, It's a Wonderful Life, obviously it had a bit of a rocky start, but early on in its existence, I wonder if anyone else was thinking what we're talking about right now. Like, I bet this is going to be a classic. I mean, there are loads that, you know, we would be able to go through, and over the last sort of like 15, 20 years, you know, I'm sort of thinking of like Home Alone. I imagine that's going to be around for a long time, but something slightly more recent, and one that I actually haven't seen this year, but is a personal favorite, is Arthur Christmas, right? An absolute, just brilliant, absolute, just heartwarming film. Really, really good. Just talking about the mystery of Christmas and the whole thing of no child getting left behind. It is absolutely beautiful. It's a really nice and easy watch, and I think it's the kind of what it really is for me. It's the message behind it. That whole no kid left behind. I think that's what's going to make it stick in, you know, the hearts of people for many, many years to come. Now, the only thing that potentially is a downfall for it is the fact that it is an animated movie. It's not even bad animation. However, because of obviously the way the technology is going, it might tend to get, I don't know, you know, like outdone by other movies. However, a personal favorite of mine, Arthur Christmas, really, really good. And definitely worth a watch as well if you are looking for something to do. It came out, I believe it was 2011, so you know, just over 10 years old now. But
Crazy.
But yeah, I know, right? A really, really good movie. Now, obviously, gents, I mean, we couldn't do this special without talking about Christmas music either, and our top Christmas songs. Now, I want to kick this off because I'm very excited to talk about this one, because this is something that I have only heard. I probably heard this for the first time maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. And it is something that, it's not your I mean, it's not your classic Christmas song. I made sure that you had a listen to it before we were doing this. But again, it's got that very simple and good message to it, and it's by Neon Feather, and it's called "This Is My Son," featuring Seth Schluter. A really, really good. It's house, isn't it? Like, that's how I would define the song. So something completely different. Yes, that sort of thing. Something completely different. And yet, I absolutely love it because it's still got that really, really good message. Definitely worth a listen. We're gonna put obviously, a little tag in the description for this video. But gents, what is one Christmas song where you're like, yo, this is my go-to every time?
Yeah, and man, there's so many, so it's hard to say. But I think one for me that a little bit tends to fly under the radar as far as like ones I see pushed a whole lot is Mary Did You Know, but specifically the version that CeeLo Green does. Now, he did a whole Christmas album, which is quite good, but his Mary Did You Know is just phenomenal because he's such an incredible vocalist, and that song in particular is just one of those ones where if you hear a really talented singer singing that song with the right, backing and everything, it literally gives me chills like every single time because it just the notes you hit and the message behind it, everything, it all just comes together for me. Mary Did You Know, CeeLo Green, one of my favorite Christmas songs of all time. Absolutely. Yeah.
What a massively, massively talented artist as well. Now, actually, gents, I am looking because when you go on like Spotify and everything, there are always so many like little playlists and everything. But if I'm looking for something a little bit different, something that maybe I could listen to, just sort of to enjoy, have you got any recommendations for maybe something a little bit different and yet still got that Christmas vibe to it? What give me some ideas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, Spotify's good for the user, not so much for the artist, but they put together some really good playlists. One that I really have been jamming out to lately and playing, just kind of as a good ambiance in the home, and it's got a kind of upbeat songs to it, is the Spotify Christmas rock playlist. It's got a ton of classics like Paul McCartney, Elton John, Elvis, and then it also includes some songs like First Noel, which by Toby Mac, which is pretty cool. It's a song, an artist that we listened to a whole bunch as a kid. Run, Rudolph, Run is a favorite of the family by Chuck Berry, and I think probably my dad's favorite is Little Saint Nick by the Beach Boys. He always kind of gets a little groovy when that one comes on. But Spotify Christmas rock playlist, phenomenal. Another one that I've found very fun, another more kind of a vibe to it, is the Charlie Brown Christmas, just the soundtrack. Just all the piano and, oh man, what's the artist's name? It's like Vince Giardi. I'm butchering that, but just the Charlie Brown soundtrack to the Christmas special is phenomenal. It's just really great piano music. Just put it in your living room with the fire and the Christmas decorations. It's literally a perfect kind of Christmas ambiance that anything, the best you could ask for, in my opinion.
I tell you what, you really pulled that Charlie Brown one out the bag. That sounds really, really cool. I'm definitely going to give that a listen.
I actually just thought of it because I played it the other day, and I was like, really just chill. I like that a lot.
That's so sick. I really like that. Charlie Brown making an appearance on the SpewnedIt Podcast.
Did a version of Linus and Lucy, and it's fire. It's
way.
So good. Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah,
well, I'm definitely going to give that a listen as well. But on that note, if you're thinking, guys, this is the playlist you need to be listening to, or this is the song or the movie that you guys need to be tuning into, please do chuck it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you whenever. But for the meantime, gents, just happy Christmas. Have an amazing, amazing day tomorrow, and for yourself as well. Thank you for sticking by us through what has been a crazy season so far, and we're just looking to go on to bigger and better things. But yeah, have an amazing day tomorrow. Lots of love, and I suppose that's all we've got to say for the moment. So peace.